I remember, I want to jump ahead just with a quick story. In '92, when you came to WCW, one of the things I was so thankful for was maybe you were just doing your job, but you always took care of me down there.
Because I liked you.
I know.
I saw talent in you.
I never forgot it.
Well, no, I saw a talent. When I went to WCW, and I'll tell you honestly, I went there just for the money.
Right.
They gave me big money to come down because I was a steal from Vince.
Correct.
You know, and Vince booted me out. You know why, don't you?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't sell my copyrighted likeness to him.
I didn't know that was the final straw.
Oh, yeah. The final straw was I own Jesse the Body Ventura. I own the copyright of it, and I refused to let him have it without him giving me some type of royalties for it. And that was, and I had a video game at the time that was interested in using me, and Vince wouldn't let me do it. And so that's when I quit and left him, because I said, Vince, you don't own me, I own me. I was Jesse the Body before I ever came here.
I have that in my notes. When did you copyright Jesse the Body Ventura? Because nobody at that time had the wherewithal to trademark something. That was probably the first time ever.
I don't know. I just did it in the early '80s when I took the name, because I thought, I don't want anybody having this but me. I want to own. I'm Jesse Ventura. I made the name up. I love the name Jesse. I wanted to be from California, so I matched it up to a map, and when I saw Ventura, it had the ring. So I created it, and so I felt I deserved being the creator, the copyright of it. So I don't know why, but I had enough sense to know copyright this with the federal government. And so Vince could never own my name. He had to license it through me.
But was it the video game that was a tipping point?
Yep.
And the fact that you wouldn't sell the name?
Yep.
God dang it.
And that's what he let me go. He couldn't allow anyone out of the circle.
Right.
And then the reason I beat him in court was he could have won because he's not required to pay royalties. But it came out in court certain people were getting royalties. It's called quantum merit.
Yes.
Hogan got royalties. Cyndi Lauper got royalties. Mr. T got royalties.
But they were kayfabe and everybody else.
Yep. And they lied. They lied in negotiations, because if you'll recall, when the night I went into the Hall of Fame, I said, the thing I'm most proud of is the fact that I was the first wrestler that introduced Vince to an agent.
Yeah.
And, oh, God, you should have seen Vince out in the crowd. He was ready to punch me. If that's the thing he wants to be remembered for. But it worked because my agent protected me.
But you only got the agent because of predators, right?
Yeah.
A predator.
Yeah. But I had to quit Vince.
Right. You told him, hey, man, it's too good of a gig.
Well, did you hear the story?
Yeah.
About how Vince wasn't going to let me do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to quit. I said, I quit. I said, who's going to get a chance to co-star with Arnold? I said, I can always come back to wrestling. I said, I quit. So I left. And then it was during then that Arnold approached me about the Running Man. And so I inked that before Vince sent word he wanted to talk to me, because NBC Main Event was hitting on him. Where's Jesse Ventura?
Because they bought it with you.
With me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't there. And so I waited till I signed the Running Man and had it in my pocket for the fall.
Right.
Then I went to Vince and I told him, well, Vince, I'm not going to talk to you unless you talk to my agent. He handles my career completely, and you're the only one that he doesn't. And Vince argued, and I said, well, it ain't good enough. Here's his number. So Vince, of course, he didn't do it. He got somebody else to act as his agent. But they lied, because every year I'd negotiate, we would ask, what about videotape royalties? We don't pay them. Well, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to lie during a negotiation, and that's how I won the case. And I call it, Steve, my wrestling retirement, because I've gotten quarterly checks since 1990, whatever it was,
right.
And some of them are pretty healthy.
Yeah.
They're not so big today because years have gone by, but I've gotten checks that are upwards of 6 figures in royalty payments. And I call it I said, I'm the only wrestler that has a retirement.